Hi everyone, this is Jess, aka Sketchwriter Jess. I've got a dream interpretation reading for you. And so basically how this works is you pick pile 1 or pile 2, or if your eye lands in the center of the 3 cards that are chosen, there's like a center card that's a main card, then you watch the whole thing, because there may be messages in both piles for you. If you'd like to support this channel, then please visit the shop links below. Also, my friend Jennifer sells the quartz crystals here, so you can visit her shop as well. I put a link there. I don't get any payment, it's just like I just think she's awesome, so I put the link there. So now I'm gonna get started. Gotta shuffle the cards. Oops. Archangel Michael came up. He wants to say he's here for all of us. Just call on him when you feel you need protection from something. Spirit, what does everybody need to know in their dreams? What does everybody need to know from their dreams? A lot of cards, Spirit. Okay. Just getting the book out when I need to read the meanings. I only pick like 1 or 2 sentences to read for each meaning. I don't read the whole thing. Spirit, what's on people's minds when they're dreaming? What's on people's minds when they're dreaming? Each pile gets 2 cards. Spirit, who is dreaming? Who are the people I'm reading for this time? Who are the people that are dreaming? Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, because there's also going to be one for the main card as well. That gives us like an overall general feeling for who I'm reading for. Okay, so now I'm going to set them up so you can choose. crystals down here. Sorry about that. Put this over here. I'm going to do a little differently tonight actually, because I film these at night usually. Okay, we've got the smoky quartz on pile 1, which is the left pile. And we've got the clear quartz on pile 2, which is the right pile. And then the middle is if you close your eyes and take a deep breath, open them up again, and you focus on this, it means you're called to listen to the whole reading. And usually the readings are about an hour. And then I do some wrap-ups, and I always think I'm going to be able to keep it to like 30 minutes. It ends up going to like an hour. So, yeah, I'll probably have a wrap-up after this one. Sometimes I don't. So I'm going to be quiet now and let you choose. Okay, I'm going to get started. Put pile 2 down here. And here's the main card. Lady Nada. Okay. Lady Nada, Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. Okay, and that was in front of this, that was behind the Selenite stone. So our ancestors are with us and our guides are with us. We're in between the spirit and the living when we're doing this reading, okay? Just think of it like that, like it's like a veil has been lifted. So I'm going to read a little bit from there. You have an opportunity to overcome past pain, heartbreak, and letdowns. This is a wonderful time to cherish and love yourself, and then allow yourself to be cherished and loved by others. Okay. So, oh, I have to see which card. One of these piles has 4 cards. Okay. Sorry, I did that off camera. I just realized I was supposed to have the other card. Okay, 4 of Pentacles, reversed. So we could be reading for Earth signs in the collective. But it's in reverse, so that's good. That means people are letting go of any possessiveness. With what Lady Nada said, it sounds like people are receptive to love, either new love coming in, or if they're in a relationship, they're receptive to being loved by somebody who respects them and honors them, cherishes them. Could be reading for people who are married or want to get married. Also, I'm noticing this person, somebody's ancestors may look like this. Something about her eyes. The hair and the eyes. Somebody has ancestors with this kind of coloring. Like, almost like a hazel, light brown kind of eye. She loved pink. Whoever I'm reading for. Something about the roses. It's like she loved the smell of roses, and she wore some kind of perfume that had roses, maybe like a perfume oil or something. Very feminine person. Let me read about her some more. Maybe there's some guidance about her, actually. Lady Nada is a mighty spiritual priestess of love who once existed in the land of Atlantis. Okay, so she could be a water sign. Whoever this ancestor is. Spiritual person. Water sign. Yeah, there's something about this crown here. A crown. She thought she was a queen. Somebody thinks of her as a queen. Like somebody who was like powerful, but like quiet and understated at the same time. So I don't know who I'm reading for. Something with a J name. I don't know. Name pops in my head is Jane. So somebody named Jane. Okay. So that's what I've got there. Now I'm going to move this aside. And we'll reveal these cards. Okay, this is reversed, so that means we have to really keep an eye on this, okay? So it's the Miriam, Sacred Vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. That's the Twin Flame card, so somebody could be dreaming about the Twin Flame. Let me get this up here. Okay. 1212 just went by my meter. That's interesting. Okay, we have the Star reversed. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And we have Judgment reversed. Okay. And we have Jack of Hearts, which is the Knight of Cups, and that's reversed. So that's for the Twin Flames. Okay. We have the Joker. This is one of the black jokers. And the vacation symbol means it's the world. So this is the world and it's upright. So that's one of the 4 jokers in the deck, and I assigned different things, different symbols to them. Then we have 8 of Hearts, which is the 8 of Cups, and that is reversed. Okay. Interesting. A lot of reversals today. So let me make this go down even more. Yeah, I got everything. Okay. So I'm gonna look and see what I can find in the Miriam. These are the twins that Mary Magdalene saw when Jesus had been crucified. Mary had helped her move beyond her grief so that she was able to commune with Jesus once more. So the angels had spoken directly to Mary Magdalene. So somebody is trying to get over breaking up with somebody, and they want to be able to talk to them again. They feel like maybe they are feeling some connection still. This person here, Jane, she wants you to know that he's in your life for a reason, and that reason is not yet open to you yet. It'll be discovered by you soon. So I don't know who this is for. Four of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, somebody's let go of like all that baggage, all that possessive feeling, like obsession. We have the Eight of Cups for the Judgment reversed here. Eight of Cups reversed means like you're staying put, you're sticking something out. Judgment is when it's upright, has to do with like making an announcement. Perhaps what happened here was something didn't go through. I always think of the Judgment card as like the card that not only is the person making an announcement, but they've made their final decision on something. And I'm thinking that somebody stayed put, but they didn't know why they stayed put. They weren't sure what the point was, but they stayed put anyways for whatever this relationship is. We have the World card here, and it's upright. When the Joker is upright like that, that means it's upright. And the Star reverse. So the person had made a wish, and then perhaps it didn't come true. That's what I'm hearing. This Joker, you know, the world is all about understanding things, being like well versed in things. It's sort of like the Magician. Kind of like embracing all of the elements, you know, fire, air, earth, water, kind of like embracing all those qualities and doing something with it. Even just being in it, like being, like basking in all the great qualities each element has to offer. But it's like the person had wished on something and it didn't happen. And they had been like making announcements about it, but like it fell through. Yeah, there's something here. Something about not giving up. Like they don't want to give up on the relationship. Even though the relationship is over. That's what I'm getting. The relationship is over. In fact, we have the Knight of Cups here. And he's upside down. Yeah, he's upside down. When I say that, that means he's in a turbulent place. Perhaps the person was with somebody who wasn't stable. But we have the Twin Flame card here. And that's probably why the person is still interested in them. I think I'm going to have to pull a clarifier here. I need to pull some clarification. So what can somebody do with the dreams that they're having about these people? What can they do about it? About the person, I should say, because they are dreaming of like a specific person. Could be a man, could be a woman. We've got men and women here. In fact, I see children, so I'm thinking that the person, we have the Knight of Cups here. A knight could be a man dreaming of a woman here. Because we have women in the cards here. Or it could be the opposite. Could be a woman dreaming of a man. But I usually see these cards as like who the people are. And then, you know, we have this, the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles usually does have a man on it. So, sorry I did all that off camera, guys, but okay. Spirit wants me to pull another Keepers of the Light as well. So I will. So who is this person becoming because of these dreams? Oh, cut. Okay. We'll pull another Keepers of the Light. The Spirit. Who else wants to come through to help this person out? Is it a deity? Is it an ancestor? Who is it? Okay, so the Keeper of the Light. Charity. Prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and ye shall receive. I think it's like the same person. It's still the same person. Somebody in your past named Jane was really, really fond of you. They thought you were an amazing person. And they want you to do well. And they're trying to get you to see that you need to stay the course. That even though things don't seem like they're going to work out, that there will be something that tips the balance, so to speak. It tips the scales, and you will have some kind of moment where you can actually be able to talk to the person. So I will, it says connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. So I think that's something you need to do, is pray on it. Temperance reversed. Well, that's interesting. We'll just put that there. And Jack of Clubs, which is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so as I was saying, like, I think it is a man who's dreaming of a woman here. And Temperance reversed. There's some unsettling feelings here. You know, temperance is all about balance. It's all about balance, and if it's like this, it means it's unbalanced. Something is loud. It's like, see, this guy has his headphones, he's having a good time. Well, whatever, this person is like hearing things about the person that they love. They're hearing things about the person that they love, and they're not good. And with the Knight of Wands upright here, this person, here, I'm going to move these over, okay? This person needs to realize that even though things seem like they're not going to work out, they will if they stick it out. And also what I'm getting is they need to think about Jane, this ancestor from the past. Think of her marriage to her husband. She said it was a special marriage. It was the kind of marriage where they took care of each other and they loved each other, and everything was very special. She said it was like every moment was a special moment for us. Something about something sweet, like they like to cook together, they like to make dessert together or something. She says you need to eat something sweet and then like think about a sweet moment with the person that you love. And that's more likely to attract their energy than if you think of all the bad stuff, especially if people are gossiping and saying bad stuff about them. If you buy into that, then you're just going to believe that and you won't know the true story. You have to actually talk to him to know the story. I'm going to put this down because I want you to see Charity here. So I'm going to read something from Charity. The powerful Archangel Charity is drawing close to you at this time because she has recognized that you have goodness in your heart and you have put others first. She brings you thanks and support. Okay. I think what she's asking you to do is to be thankful for what you have. And even though this man may have left a mark that seems to be indelible, like it'll never be resolved, and it's like you can't explain why you love them so much, there's going to be a time where you get the answer you need from him. He will give you the answer you need. Now, whether you choose to stay with him or not, that's on you. You know, I'm seeing that you stuck with it, but it was like something fell through. You had announced something. Maybe it was an engagement. You had announced it, and nobody nobody believed that you were gonna actually go through with the marriage, and then it didn't happen, and that really hurt. You know, I see the star card here, and I'm gonna turn this over. This woman's very peaceful. She's contemplating something, and there's a bird, and she could even be communing with the bird. So I think your ancestor sends birds to you, like when you do something and you're trying to make a decision. It's like if you see the bird and the bird's like looking at you, looking in your direction, then you know it's the right decision. Okay? Also, the star is important. I'm getting a cross, so perhaps you're Christian, or Jane was Christian. Something with these city buildings. Maybe you live in the city. Getting the show Sex and the City. The Sex and the City theme song. Something like your life is like that. Like you have like a very fun life. You're hanging out with a lot of friends, but you don't feel like you measure up because they're all married and you're not. Yeah, that is a very Sex and the City type of thing. Because I believe in that show, like, some of the people ended up getting married, and then like some of them didn't, and the people who didn't felt like they failed. That's what I seem to remember. It's been a long time since I've watched it. Yes, I'm old enough to have watched that show. Like when it was first on HBO. Oh man. I'd say you have a couple options. You have the option to listen to what this guy has to say, or this woman has to say. Because I think, again, the person who's dreaming is a man. But it could be a masculine, like a masculine woman. And you're dreaming of your dream woman. That could be too. You know, there's a lot of feminine energy here. Yeah, even the Miriam, it's two women. I mean, they're twins, but usually it's a twin flame card, but maybe it's for a same-sex couple. I don't know. I think, you know, you've released any kind of obsessiveness you had about them. It's more like you're just trying to figure out what to do next. Like, is this person going to follow through on the commitment? And you're wondering, like, why should I try to be with them anymore if they're not going to follow through? And I feel like there's unfinished business here. And you need to, like, send good vibes towards the person and they'll come back. Like, don't block it. Don't, like, have all these vibes of, like, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to her. You know, I don't want to see her again. You know, she really hurt me. You have to find it within yourself to say, you know, I'm open to having this person talk to me. I'm open to having them tell me what's in their heart and what's on their mind. I'm open to them holding my hand and just letting me know how they feel. So, yeah, I think one other thing is faith. I think you need to find your faith. Praying is something that'll help you get through this. I don't know if you're into meditating, but with all the symbolism I'm getting here, and these roses and these roses and stars like a cross, I think Christianity may be a good faith for you. You know, there's so many faiths to choose from, so don't feel pressured to only go with that one. I know that's like the most popular, but I'm just getting that, like this, you know, like you would be able to make a decision. You would be able to announce something and know exactly what was going to happen. You knew, you had confidence, you knew it would happen. And it's up to you to give the person a chance. Something about this person. They're like going la 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 la. Yeah. That's a bad energy. But I think if you imagine them being receptive to you too, it'll happen. It'll work out. You'll be able to get the truth from them about what happened. So that's what I've got for you. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I forgot to do the crystals. Sorry about that. Yeah. Knight of Cups reversed. Yeah, don't close your heart off. And then love, honor, cherish. Be sweet, be kind, be loving, beloved. Somebody called you a beloved. So I don't know, maybe that was your twin flame telling you that, I don't know. They want you to be kind to them. They're not going to come forward until you're kind to them. So, that is what I have for you. And now I will move on to the next pile. Take care and blessings. Hi, pile 2. Here with your reading. Okay, this is reversed, so we have to pay extra attention to it. Actually, let me hold it in my left hand. Saint Germain, karma releasing, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Lovers upright. For Saint Germain, we have the Two of Swords upright. That's interesting. Excuse me, we have the Sun card reversed. This is a Joker. And we have the Two of Clubs, which is the Two of Wands reversed for the lovers. Interesting. Very interesting here. We got twos, and a 2 and 2 equal 4. Very interesting here. We had a an ancestor come through named Jane, and I'm seeing the J, so maybe she's still here. Maybe this message is for somebody named Jane. This whole video, maybe. Okay, so this somebody is from Jane, or it's for somebody named Jane. And I got the feeling in the last pile it might have been somebody, might be a same-sex couple. So I'm not sure if this is the same or not. Four of Pentacles usually has a man in it. But I usually see this card as, like, it could be earth sign energy, but it's like usually the possession card. You know, like somebody's being possessive and obsessive about something. Usually it's about hoarding material goods, but I always see it as like kind of holding on to a person really tightly. So I'm going to read Saint Germain here. Saint Germain is here now to clear your energy so that you will no longer have the weight of the world or your loved one's world on your shoulders. Be aware that an old pattern is leaving your life and creating space for something more loving to enter. Okay. So we've got the Two of Swords down here. And I'm thinking that, you know, you're on the fence about something. Twos to me are usually now or never cards. It's either now we're going to do this or now we're not. And with the swords, you know, swords usually there's like some kind of boundary somewhere in there. Whereas the Two of Wands, it's like the options are open. With the Two of Swords, it feels like there's something closed, like there's a block. Even like a decision needs to be made clearly and sharply. So this could be a relationship where somebody needs to make a clear decision, a clear-cut decision. That's what I'm getting. For the Wheel of Fortune reversed, we have the Sun reversed, and the Sun reversed is actually good. Means like everything is going pretty well. With the Wheel of Fortune upside down, somebody feels like there isn't enough luck in their life. They feel like everything's boring. In fact, they want the karma because the karma makes things interesting. That's just what I heard. They want like all the karmic stuff that happens with a karmic relationship. It makes things interesting. Okay. Not ready for the violet flame, huh? Okay, so we have the Lovers. So it looks like there's some kind of decision to be made. Something about love, probably a relationship. Okay, and we have the Two of Wands reversed here. So looks like you may have already made the decision on this. I want to see what you can do about it though. So let's pull some more cards. So we're going to pull some cards from this one. We had already shuffled these in the last pile, so I feel like it's the same exact question, so I'm going to pull the Keeper in that one too, so. Okay. Alright. Hey, this is reversed again. Now I'm beginning to think the card deck was reversed, but it's okay. We'll pay attention. Psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Uh-oh. I'm gonna put this in front of this. Okay, Five of Cups. So the Five of Hearts is the Five of Cups, and that's upright. Okay. Oh my. Looks like something difficult needed to be made here. Difficult decision needs to be made. Yeah, let's move it over. Boy, that Five of Cups does not want to stand up. I'm going to read more about Odin, okay? In fact, I'm going to read about who he is. Just going to pick a couple sentences. Don't worry, it's not going to be like... Odin is the Norse all-father god who is revered to the present day. He is a powerful, all-seeing, all-knowing god. Interesting. You are being encouraged to look beyond what your physical eyes are showing you. Look within and follow your intuition or psychic visions. It's funny, I started reading Beowulf today. That is weird. Anyways, maybe that's a sign for somebody. Maybe you need to read a classic book. Beowulf is actually a really interesting story. I guess I can talk a little bit about it. It's about, there's this village, it's like a Viking village, and there's this monster that attacks it. And they're trying to figure out how to get rid of the monster. So maybe like there's something with this person that you're involved with. They're a monster. Like it's like they eat everything away. They eat all your stuff. They eat all your food. They come in and they take up your time. They take your money. I mean, this is, you're giving your money away. That's what I just heard. Somebody is dating somebody and they're thinking of being with, like, staying with them, and yet there's this one issue where like they're just taking their money. They're just taking them for all they're worth. Clear-cut decision. The violet flame. Something with that purple though. It's not just the flame. Something like amethyst. Oh, maybe the person's a February birth. You know, like somebody born in February. Pisces, could be an Aquarius. Got the swords here, so I'm going to say Aquarius. Yeah, Two of Swords usually has a woman on it. This feels more like a woman's dream to me than a man's dream. The other one kind of had like a mix. It felt like it could have been a woman's dream. I wasn't sure. But this one feels like a woman's dream to me. And this guy, a beard here. Maybe the man you've been dreaming of, he has a beard. The Five of Cups, that's usually the mourning card. That means you're mourning the loss of something. What I heard was you're mourning the loss of independence. Like this person is like taking everything you have, and you feel like you've lost your independence. Like they're with you all the time. They're just with you all the time. And I don't know, you want everything to be fine, but it's like you crave the drama. That's what I'm getting. Like, you're just craving the drama. And this is like some kind of karmic relationship. Anything that zaps you of your energy, anything that takes away, like starts taking pieces of your soul away, you know, instead of building pieces of your soul back up, that's a karmic relationship. So if you're with somebody and you feel like they're like a soul sucker, that's karmic. And it's up to you to decide whether you enjoy that or not. I mean, I don't know. Sounds like somebody who's a real moocher or something. You know, like they don't want to work. They just... Not because they have a problem. You know, it's not like they have a disability or something. They actually, like, just don't want to work. You know, I see these guys. They're like this. Almost like having it reversed, like they're lazy, like they're just gonna like fall asleep and do nothing, not even try to make the wheel turn. Yeah, I don't know whoever I'm reading for. If you've watched the whole thing, on the one hand, you could be dealing with somebody, you could have a twin flame. On the other hand, you could have somebody in your life that's taking everything you've got. It's like you have to decide whether you want the person that builds up your soul, or do you want the person who takes pieces away. Because this ancestor is still here. Whoever this is, she's still here. I mean, they're always here. You know, the main card is always here, but this person, in this card, it doesn't feel like just like an energy. It feels like an ancestor is coming through and trying to get somebody to choose the right person for them. And not for the wrong reasons. Not to announce to everybody that they're going to get married. You know, it's like somebody has somebody who's mooching off of them, and they were just like, they just felt like they had to take care of them, and they zapped their energy, and they want to know the truth as to why the person does this stuff, like why they act this way. I think you will find out the truth, and I think you'll get a better idea, a more clear idea of either what to attract, like attracting a new love, or staying with the old love. But it's up to you, and it's up to how you feel. Like if you feel a certain way, if you feel like person is taking pieces of you away, then it's not worth sticking around. That's what I believe. If somebody, however, if you feel like you're getting something from it, like, you know, you feel like they're just giving you so much, like they're making your soul richer, your soul, not your pocket, not your money, but your soul feels better when you're around them, or even when you think about them. Then I think it's worth hanging on to that person, even if, you know, it seems like it's not going to happen. I mean, if they live where you are, you know, there's a chance you'll run into each other. So, I mean, you get the chance to talk again. It sounds like whoever this is for, there's like a dilemma here. You're torn between one person who's really, really just a moocher, and they may not even be an exciting lover. They could be like a very boring lover. You're probably even wondering like what they're giving you. You're like, what are they giving me? You know? And then in the other pile we had somebody who like had to make a choice. Like they had to figure out whether to stay in a relationship, and they had to like ignore the gossip around the person. So I mean, you know, these either go together or they don't. But I feel like they could go together. Usually they seem to be very clear and different. But I don't know, this one, if you feel called to watch the other pile, there were some extra things said in there that might be different than this. Like it was like I was thinking of it like a same-sex relationship, and this one I feel like it's a woman dreaming of a man. So there's that difference, but you might want to hear both sides to see like what makes a better lover and what makes a worse lover for you. And just like what you decide makes you feel better, you know? I'm gonna do the crystal now. So, okay, Two of Wands reversed. And it's where the Nine of Pentacles is. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. You feel like you have one option. You feel like you have the option you desire. Question is, will it be the one you desire further on down the road? Will it be the one you desire a minute from now? I mean, if you're having any doubts, I mean, Odin came up. They're saying there's something deep that you're missing. There's something deep that you're not facing. Now, I'm not sure what it is, but you've got to face that. So here is the Selenite message. Do something good for you. Spend some money on you. Love yourself as you want to be loved. Treat yourself to the fanciest coat you desire. Think of my love when you're sad. So I think that was from Jean. Sounds like it. Maybe a grandmother figure. Sounds like a grandmother. You know, a grandmother would say treat yourself to something and spoil you, that kind of thing. Maybe you're facing like, maybe you're in a gay, you have this feeling you're like trying to get married to a guy, but you're really gay, so you're like not acknowledging that part of yourself. I mean, if that sounds like you, then maybe you need to watch pile 1. So I think that's what I've got for you guys. I will have a wrap up, and I'll see if I can keep it to like only like 30 minutes this time. So I'm going to sign off now. Take care and blessings. Hi everybody, I'm back. It's me, Jess, aka Sketchwriter Jess. It was an interesting reading there. I used a different background. I thought, you know, I've had some experiences just recently. My hair standing up on. I've had some experiences recently as a medium, that have really confirmed that yes, I am definitely a medium. But you know, I know now it's wrong of me to hide this gift. It's wrong of me not to share it. And I'm not sure how best to use it. You know, I'm doing general readings that have to do with dreams, and I feel like, well, I know that ancestors will visit people in dreams. That's how I first knew I had medium abilities. My grandpa used to visit me in my dreams, and I'd tell my mom stuff, and she said, "Oh, that's where he used to work." And I forgot that he had worked there. In fact, I probably didn't even know what the street name was, because when I knew him, I was very young, so I didn't know like what street he worked on. I just knew he worked in I forget the shop. It was some kind of shop for like uh, props and that kind of thing for stores. Like, you know, he was from New York City, so, you know, like all the store windows had mannequins and that kind of thing. They had like all these props and stuff people would use. Um, and I told my mom, I said, these numbers came through, and she said, "Oh, that's where he used to work." And that was like when I knew, I was like, "Oh, they are trying to contact me," and that was probably in my 20s, I think. Yeah, I was just out of college then, and I had asked about it. I mean, I had like felt like, you know, I needed to tell my mom. Oh, sorry. I needed to tell my mom that, you know, I had this kind of vision, I guess you call it. But, so I mean, like, I would just get tidbits about different people, and like then I'd pass it on to them, and they'd like confirm it. Um, just recently, and you know, I'm nervous to share this story, but now I feel like I need to. My ancestor is telling me to share this story. Um, I have another cousin whose mother passed away, and she passed away real sudden. Um, she had some complications from diabetes. The flu was going around. She had got complications that made it hard for her to fight off the flu. So she passed away like real sudden. And first thing to go were her feet. Her feet like died before the rest of her body did. And she knew, like, when she was about to cross over, she couldn't figure out how to get across the bridge. Um, so she had been here, like in our house, and like there. I mean, ghosts can go all over the place, but she was here a lot. She kept trying to figure out how to get across the bridge. And then sometimes what would happen is she would try to like warn me about something. Um, you know, and she would like switch the channels while I was watching something, or um, she would make the TV go off and on in the other room when my mom was in there. Like she was really just trying to get our attention to get across the bridge. She didn't know how to get across. And so one night it had happened again. My mom was really mad this time. And she said, "I am so tired of this TV going out. It keeps on going off and on, and I'm so tired of it." And I was thinking, man, I need to do something right now. Now, my mom had a heart attack recently, like a couple months back, and last thing I need is for her to have stress over something. You know, the TV kind of comforts her. So I was like, man, I better figure this out. And so I asked my cousin's mother, you know, her spirit, her her spirit to cross over into the light over the bridge as she knew how when she was living. And she had to remember that her feet, that she walked, because when she died, her feet like died before the rest of her body. So it was like she forgot how to walk. Excuse me. And she had never been in a wheelchair. She had never done anything, never had prosthetic legs or anything like it. So it wasn't like she knew, like, oh, okay, I can like do this or something. She just was stuck. And so I asked her to cross into the light, and then I said, your family is waiting for you. You'll be safe and sound. We're all ready to see you. And she crossed the bridge. I'm getting chills right now as I say this. And then, like a week later, like we had asked her family to give us back a book, but they had had it for like 2 years. We actually had given them a crochet book, and it had patterns for her to choose from. And she was going to choose a pattern. We were going to make something for her. She'd always wanted somebody to crochet her a blanket. Well, she had died like 2 months after we had seen her. So she still had the book, and we let them keep it for like 2 years. We just didn't want to bother them, you know. It was still a memory, and you know, we didn't want to bother them, but like me and my mom had missed the book. We really loved the book, and there was a pattern I wanted to do in there. And I thought, you know, maybe we should just ask and see if they'll give it back to us. So her husband said, oh yeah, you know, I saw it the other day. I'll send it to you when I find it. And right, like the week after I did that crossing over thing, we got the book in the mail. So it was like a confirmation that this is real. This is a real gift that I have. This reading was interesting in that I got somebody named Jane, an ancestor named Jane, or somebody very feminine, like a queen though, like she was queen-like. Something about her very queen-like. That's what I got. And they're pointing to the tiara. I don't know. I didn't say this in the video earlier, but maybe she wore tiaras. I don't know. Something very, very pink, princessy, queeny type energy. You probably go to her house and it's like all wallpaper and stuff, and she probably has tea and, you know, cookies and so, you know, it was that kind of thing. She may have even been English. I don't know. But that person came through, and it looked like the two, that the whole reading could have been for one person, that it might have been somebody who was choosing between like following their true sexuality or like choosing somebody because they think that's what they need to do, choosing a man because that's what they think is what they have to do. And so I thought that was interesting. So I don't know who the message is for. It's not for me because I just am not into women, so it's just not my thing, but I have nothing against it. But I don't know who it's for. It's just for somebody out there, somebody with an ancestor named Jane. And if it's not, you know, there's the one person who it's for, but it can affect lots of people. Lots of people will get something from that story. Because I think there's a lot of people who go through that. In this day and age, even though it's 2019, there's still a lot of stigma with it. There's still a lot of pain and anguish and angst, and there's all these things, these preconceived notions about same-sex couples, and like it makes no sense to me, because to me same-sex couples are just like opposite sex couples, except they're same-sex couples to do the same stuff. They both own homes. They both, you know, both types of couples own homes. Both types of couples own cars. Both types of couples are people who work. Some of them have children. You know, it's just weird how people think like all this other stuff has nothing to do with them. And, you know, it's just, it's stupid. I mean, people just need to get over their preconceived notions. But, whoever this is for, I hope they find some kind of comfort. I mean, It sounds like they're going through something that could be a transformation of some sort. Like, depending on which path they choose, they'll become one type of person or another type of person. That's heavy. And usually that's when there's karma involved. And that's when there is a split at some point where you've been in the karma cycle and then you've reached like a fork in the road. You either stay with the karma cycle that's always teaching you lessons and like beating the lesson into your head, or you one day get the lesson and you like have that other path where maybe you have new lessons, but it's not quite as heavy as the karmic lessons are. You like reach a different part of karma, almost like extra credit points from the times where you had to go through things where there was free will going on with somebody else that affected you and you got through it. Or you had free will and there were all these complications and so you got extra credit points for getting through it. That's what happened to me. I had like this karmic cycle with these lessons. Same patterns over and over again. Certain patterns that kept repeating. The way I'd fall for somebody, that kind of thing. The way I'd talk to somebody. Just different things. But like always kept happening. It was like, it would be different situations, but like the same patterns would happen over and over. And then like just this year, I was like, I'm gonna do things differently. And I did. And my soul still feels fulfilled in knowing this new person, this twin flame guy. Even though I don't know if we'll ever really talk anymore, we do bump into each other in town. It's just, neither of us is really willing to open up and talk. I'll admit it. I mean, I'm not sure like what I want to hear from him. I thought I had some good stuff to say in pile 1 about that kind of thing. So I did get something from that. There's always something you can get from these readings, and that not just my readings, but everybody's readings. And I have to say, it's very strange when people say, I find it weird when the readers say, this reading may not resonate with everybody. Well, why not? It's for everybody. It's general. There should be a little something. If people are smart, there may be a little something in there for them. And if there's nothing in there for them, then they just leave it behind. But it's just so weird that they start out with that. Even my favorite readers start out with that. And I've just never understood it. I mean, to me, it's almost like, I guess it's like somebody saying, well, there's no guarantee that this will happen. Because a lot of them do have like predictive things where they say things will get better, things will be this way. I try not to predict in mine. Sometimes it happens. It slips out. But I try not to do that because I want people to make their own decisions and use their free will if they have to. And, in my chart, there are times where I used free will and I had to make up for it. I had to like really fight through it. I think, if anybody is wondering about free will, it's a last resort. If you're on a spiritual path, especially a twin flame journey, that free will is a last resort. Usually it crops up somewhere where you had a choice to go left or right. Sometimes there's like, I'm out of alignment or something, or there's some psychic issues I'm having or something. I'm getting chills as I say that, but being psychic is not easy because, especially if you have bipolar disorder, because you're like, well, everybody thinks I'm crazy. Everybody thinks there's something wrong with me because I'm able to speak to the dead. I'm able to commune with the dead. And it was hard for me to accept it. Even just like a month ago, I was kind of nervous. I was like, I'm telling people about this and I'm afraid they're going to use it against me. And now I'm like, this is a gift and I can help people with it. And there's no reason to be ashamed of it. And, psychic ability is a connection to spirit. And so, like, a psychic is human. So, yeah, I mean, their word is not gospel. You don't, like, make decisions based on what a psychic says. A psychic gives you options. They say you have this path or that path. And it's up to you to choose which way to go. That's what good psychics do. The bad psychics, I would say, are the ones who tell you that they have all the answers, that they're going to get you your man back and they're going to get all the stuff for you. And that's not how it works. I mean, it's not how karma works. Like, you can't control everything and expect miracles, like, or blessings even, if you want to call it that. Either one. You can't do that. Like, you can't, like, force something to happen. And that's like something that people need to realize. They need to realize that they can't force love to happen. They may want it really bad, but if the other person doesn't want it, then they don't want it. Excuse me. But I think that I've learned so much since I've been in Florida. Part of why my psychic ability is heightened is because of all the water around here. We live we're close to water. So, that makes your psychic ability go up huge. So, like, I don't know what's going on with my twin flame. I don't know what he's doing. I realized from this reading that I need to be open and receptive to him talking to me. And I'm not open and receptive at all. I'm feeling all these feelings. I'm feeling I want to be with him. I really care about him. I hope he's okay. Like, I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I don't like the idea of karma happening to him. I don't like the idea of friends taking advantage of him if that's happening. It could happen. I don't know. But, I just don't want him to be in a bad situation. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go down the path with him if there's a path that he's going down that's not in alignment with mine. And so, that's when you choose to do something different. And free will, I guess, can also be avoidance too. But I don't think it always is. And I think most of the time it's not. And I think, when it's avoidance, it's the kind of thing it happens for a little bit and then the people come back together. When it's free will and it's a cry out, that's different. That's like, it cuts off what was happening. It cuts off the bad stuff that was happening and it gets you to a better place. So that's the difference, I think, with like the spiritual journey, that alignment, like a journey of alignment and a journey of cycles. The journey of cycles is what a lot of people are in right now. And it's really difficult because I think we're taught from when we're young that things have to be difficult. Things have to be a challenge, and you have to beat the challenge, and you have to be at the top, and you have to win these different things. And at least that's how it was when I was a kid. I know now they give out like participation trophies or something, and it's just not great either. But when you're taught that like everything is a challenge and it's supposed to be a challenge, then you're like out of alignment. You start doing things against what your natural being is. People go through this stuff, these trials and these cycles. They're not something that you get that much enlightenment from. I think you build a lot of character and you build a lot of extra credit points, but I don't think you build like your true spiritual self until you break that cycle. Until you start being in alignment with what Spirit would like you to do. Spirit believes you are gifted to do. When you are in alignment and you're doing what you're gifted at, then that's when you're truly going to be feeling the good bonus points. Like, that's when all that extra credit will come back and make everything better. I'm feeling it already. I mean, I don't know about money. In my chart, money is like a no-no. There's like no money in my chart. So I have to work extra hard on that. But, I'm not really worried anymore about it. And I feel like I'm like a whole person. I have myself back. When I had my psychotic break all those years back, it was like I had lost myself. I was suicidal too. I mean, I was in a place I couldn't get out of. It was terrible. And part of it was the bipolar. That can happen. You can have like a depression that makes you more susceptible to feeling suicidal. Like one thing will set you off. You'll have like a moment in your head, and it'll just bring you back. I mean, you're already feeling the depression, and then like the thought just makes you go down even more. So, there's just a lot of things that still have to be done, research done on bipolar disorder. I think mine is a combination of so many things. I'm not sure it's really specified. They say it's bipolar 1, but I don't think so. I think it's a combination of different things that built up to what happened. And it's because I remember everything, it's like I have this insight into things that are different than like many people that have the same thing. Like a lot of people who have psychotic breaks don't remember their psychotic break. But there are those who do. Now, the psychiatrist I had, the first one I had, said it was unusual that I remembered, and I thought, no, it's not. There's women remember shit, I mean, I remember I had one therapist told me about a guy. He didn't know what happened during a psychotic break. Yeah, he's a guy. He's not going to have that need to remember everything. I think there's something in women, the hunter-gatherer mentality. I got to remember where the mushrooms are, and I got to remember what mushrooms are good and which ones are bad. And the men don't have to worry about that. The men are just like, let's kill the animal,